Hello and welcome to a millinery hat commentary video. My name is Ilona, I'm a milliner based in London, and today I thought we'd take a look at the do's and don'ts of hat wearing through the lens of King Charles III's coronation. When it comes to wearing hats, many people find it a daunting task to find and wear the right one. I hope you will find this video a useful resource to inform your choices, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more millinery antics. So let's get our fashion critique hats on and get started. Do match your hat colour to your dress. Pippa Middleton is wearing a primrose yellow Claire Miss Shivani coat dress. Her hat is a cinnamon disc style trimmed with a burst of pleated crin by Jane Taylor. The diagonal style lines of this hat mirror the positioning of the lapels on this coat dress. The hat is also lifted off the face, staying clear of Pippa's eyes, which means that her face is not obscured. Of course, bonus points for having your partner match a waistcoat. Don't let your hat obscure your eye line. Whilst Samantha Cameron's cinnamon disc hat is a perfect match for her floral raspberry patterned dress, I think it is sitting too low on her head and is obscuring her eyes. I would recommend lifting it off the face and potentially tilting it upwards just a smidge. This hat features a bias cinnamon brim extension which looks really lovely, and I like the details of the flap up of the primary brim which draws attention to the tilt of the hat. Do find your perfect colour and stick to it. This is my personal favourite of all the coronation outfits. This look has taken the internet by storm, and with good reason. Penny Mordaunt is dressed head to toe in one solid colour, teal. This is the perfect colour for anyone blonde with green eyes. The halo crown style hat is covered with the same fabric as the dress, with the gold leaf motif added to one side. This style of hat gives Penny some extra height and balances out her bust. And of course, a ceremonial sword covered in gold is the perfect accessory to any outfit. Next up, not really a don't, as Princess Beatrice looks stunning in her gold Emily London headpiece. However, I wanted to talk about hat weight. I have tried on a couple of hats by Emily London myself, and they were really heavy to wear. Heavy hats can be a burden for you during your event, as your neck can get really tired. If you are a seasoned hat wearer, you might be used to this, in which case it's not an issue. But if you are new to hats, then try and find a model that is as light as possible. You will be comfortable and able to enjoy your day. Do you like the hat I'm wearing? It's nice and light and complements the colours of my dress. There's a video coming about how I made it, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to not miss out. If you'd like to be paired up with your perfect hat, visit my website and drop me an email to hats@byilona.co.uk. I'm sure I can find the perfect hat for you. But for now, let's continue with the do's and don'ts of millinery hat wearing. Do match the texture of your hat to the texture in your dress. Zara Tindall has done just that with a felt hat worn with a soft wool coat dress. Her Percher-style powder blue hat is trimmed with a soft light blue ostrich pom-pom, which again is emphasising that softness of her ensemble. To contrast the softness in her fabrics, her wool coat dress has a strong and sharp V neckline with a standing collar. This strong and structural form is picked out in the silk abaka bow trim on the hat. Don't wear a light summer hat with a heavy woolen jacket. Carrie Johnson is wearing a gauzy cinnamon hat with a pleated crin trim, a large white hat pin and a white bead finish around the brim edge. None of these elements can be found in her patterned blue dress and dark navy textured wool coat. I would recommend a navy felt hat with some brass accents to bring out the brass buttons on her coat. Also, is it just me, or does this hat look like it's been jammed onto her head? I think Carrie looks uncomfortable here. Do balance your dress silhouette with the shape and placement of your hat. Crown Princess of Norway, Mette-Marit, is wearing a blush pink dress with a statement bow on her left shoulder. Her matching blush pink pillbox is not fighting for attention with that statement bow, but is complementing it. This pillbox is short, small and flat and trimmed with an eyebrow veil. It is positioned on the back of her head, which is what balances out the statement bow in the dress. Perfection. Don't let the silhouette of your outfit overpower your hat. Princess Charlene of Monaco is wearing a light peachy cream suit with padded broad shoulders and a flare at the hips. While her small percher is following the diagonal design lines in the suit with its bow trim, it just looks a little small and lost on her head. I would recommend a slightly larger and chunkier percher with a larger and chunkier statement bow. Do put some thought into your hairstyle to complement your hat and outfit. Lady Helen Taylor has opted for a sleek, low bun, which is perfect for a canotier or boater style hat. Also notice the matching black and white colours and how the trapeze silhouette of the boater matches the trapeze silhouette of the skirt and jacket. Don't let your hat be a void on your head. Akshata Murthy is wearing a fabulous light blue textured dress with sleeves that puff out at her shoulders. However, I don't think her hat matches this outfit as it is black, and so it is lost on her black hair. I think a similar hat shape shouldn't have been difficult to find in a light blue colour, especially as I think its style lines and voluminous trim are perfect on her. Also, I think her partner could have worn a matching light blue tie to match her light blue dress. What if your dress is super fabulous and so uniquely patterned that it is hard to find a matching hat? Easy. Do contrast your hat colour to your dress, just like Masenate Mahato Siso, Queen of Lesotho. Once you've got that contrast, balance it out with a handbag to match the hat. If you can't find a hat in the exact colour of your dress, don't settle for the closest match. Liz Truss is wearing a bright mid-orange dress with a pleated skirt. Her Cinnamay disc hat is in a red-orange colour. In my opinion, it doesn't look quite right as these two colours are fighting each other for attention. I would recommend a hat in a complementary blue. Add a blue accessory such as a clutch bag with shoes in that same blue colour. Then also have your partner match their tie to that complementary blue and voila, much better. To end on a positive note, I've got some more do's for you that anyone can get right. If your dress has drapes, pleats, tucks or folds in the bodice, do mirror that in the design of the hat. Just like Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. The addition of the eye-length veil gives a continuity to the navy colour from the dress to the hat. Veils are also especially flattering for anyone wishing to soften the appearance of smile lines under the eyes. For dresses with statement necklines, such as this one worn by Queen Rania of Jordan, do let the hat gently imitate those style lines. This pillbox has a variable height which matches the volume and lines in the neckline bow. The gauziness of the veil matches the semi-sheer fabric on the sleeves and turtleneck part of the dress. Do go to a trusted milliner who can make you a custom model. Pippa Middleton is wearing a specially made royal blue pleated headband accented with some vintage forget-me-not flowers made by John Boyd Hats. Late last year, I interviewed Sarah Marshall from John Boyd Hats, so if you'd like to see inside her shop, you can watch my video, which I've linked to in the top right. Lastly, here is an obvious one. Do wear a hat that matches your military uniform. Princess Anne wore her blue and royals uniform trimmed with all the regalia that accompanies it. Her hat is a bicorn trimmed with a red feather plume. I hope you've all had a fabulous time looking through the millinery on display at King Charles III's coronation. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and leave me a comment about which look was your favourite. You can find me on all the socials listed here and sign up to my newsletter all about hats up here. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.